First of all, I love that Chauncey is there.
Yeah, he's with us today.
It's kind of creepy, but I love it.
Yes.
So how was this project going into it? And then now that it's finished and you can look back and watch it, what was it like, looking back at the whole process for you?
I mean, getting to see it all come together was so, because again, you add in those sound effects and you add in all of this music and everything to make it more intense. Because it's like you're filming it and it's like, it's supposed to be scary and have jump scares. And then you actually see it and you're like, oh, okay, those look good,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And how about for you, Pyper?
For me, well, set wasn't scary. It was actually a lot lighter than in the movie.
Yeah.
They definitely made it a lot darker, and it wasn't as scary as you think it is. I mean, the jump scares, and when we were watching the movie for the first time, we knew when the jump scares were coming.
But there was a couple.
But there were a couple that just got you, and you were like,
there was one of me that got me. Like, I wasn't even expecting it.
I scared myself.
And it still got me.
Yeah.
I love that. One of the things that I love about the film is that it really plays with the imagination, if you will, of the viewer, obviously, as well as it being vital to the plot. Interestingly enough, the way, films are created today, you had to use your imagination a lot in filming. Did you ever, conjure up something, or was there a specific thing that you conjured up to get you in that space to act?
I think it's like when creating the characters and really, you do use your imagination to really develop each story and just really develop their arc. So I think just kind of using that imagination to really think up like stories of, Alice when she was younger that led her to who she is now, and stories of when Taylor was younger that why is she the way she is with all those the people around her, and just using that imagination to develop your characters and stuff. And
Yeah.
I'm trying to be as spoiler-free as possible, too. It's hard. Was there anything as you're filming that, the viewer is going to see you're looking at X, this scary X, right? Was there any kind of thing that you conjured in your mind to be that X as you're filming? You know what I'm saying?
We didn't really do as much green screen stuff as you think.
Cool.
So all those monsters in the movie were actual guys in costumes.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, and they were all very nice guys. And
I mean, even the sets, it was like those, I won't say which set, but it was not green screen. It was truly this insanely and well done set that, I mean, I'm walking through it like kind of trippy.
Wow.
Like, this is really good.
Is it? I know what set you're talking about. That one's partially green screened, isn't it?
It's like the tiniest.
Yeah,
bit.
like the background.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that looked really good, and I seeing it on screen, I was so happy with how it turned out.
That looks so good on screen.
You'll have to watch to see which one.
You have to see which one it is.
I knew going in that more practical effects were done than a lot of movies today. I didn't know how much, so that's awesome to hear that you guys weren't on. I forget what they call it in the Disney films, or it's like a 360 green screen studio, and you really were kind of in these worlds, which is awesome.
Yeah, it was super helpful, especially when actually acting. And it's like we didn't have to use our imagination as much, it was super helpful. I mean, it was helpful having these physical things, and kind of like you with having your little bear and your teddy bear and having those creatures, and all of it was super helpful to elevating our performance.
Yeah, and then when you do have those scenes, it's really nice to have something physical rather than mentally thinking of it. And having Chauncey with me, you felt the weight of the bear. You had the bear was being held in your arms, and it wasn't something like a pole or a ball or something. It was an actual teddy bear.
That's awesome. For you, I know you said that it was a lot lighter and not as scary and stuff on set as when I'm watching it in the theater, jumping on the random stranger next to me. But are you able to leave kind of work at home while you're filming a project like that? Because I feel like there's a lot of heavy stuff in imaginary. And, are you able to kind of say, all right, I'm done filming for the day. I'm going to go to my hotel or apartment or whatever and chill and kind of leave that on set? Or does some of that kind of come with you until you're done wrapping?
I definitely think it was important to kind of, once you're done on set, I mean, we'd go home and we'd hang out and we'd play board games and everything, but also then it's like, okay, the next morning you're back in the character. So don't forget about it too much, but also having the nice kind of relaxing night after those intense.
Keep it almost like tabs. Like, it's like, okay, put the work tab back.
Close it.
Flip the other tab in front of it. It's like, flip it.
Like, we'll switch back and forth until we're done.
And you have a very competitive side when it comes to games. I learned that. And it was just learning when to bring work, when to flip that switch.
Yeah.
And like when you got to set, it was like, okay, work mode.
Yes.
Yeah, it's like almost like a light switch.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Both of you, obviously your sisters in the film and working on a film, you tend to spend a lot of time with each other. How did your relationship develop personally through that? Did you find like a sisterly bond with each other?
I would say so, definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, again, we would go home and play games or we'd go out to eat, and it was kind of an instant bond that we had, and an instant sisterly bond. And
yeah. And we don't have any sisters.
So you're both only children.
Oh, we have brothers.
No, we have brothers. We're not only children. We have brothers.
Yes.
It was definitely like, oh, I get a sister now.
Exactly, and it was fun getting to have that be in that for
2 months, getting to have a sister.
Yeah.
And yeah.
That's cool, and that's something you guys will have forever,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pyper, for you, you a lot of imaginary, the film is resting on you. And again, I'm trying to be as spoiler free as possible.
Yes.
But how did you do that? You both are such amazing actors, but you in particular, Pyper, really have to do a lot. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
How do you carry something like that?
I mean, if it weren't for my last movie that I did before this one, I don't think I would have been able to get through this movie. And working on a multicam comedy before this really actually did help me, because I knew that I would have to process when I respond. And really, all my jobs before this one really did help me, and if it weren't for my family before this family, I don't think I would be here right now. And I'm really glad.
I love that, and you've done such an amazing job. And so, and Taegen, so have you. You play, a sort of angsty teenager.
Yes.
And you carry that so well too. And I mean that as a compliment for both of you, by the way.
Thank you.
Of course. So thank you both for speaking with me. I cannot wait for everybody to go and see Imaginary. It is so great, and I hope that we continue to see stories that deal with these characters in the future. So.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a wonderful
Of course.
rest of your day.
Thank you. Have a great day, girls.